There's a lot of discussion today about accidents and injuries. Why do they happen? What causes accidents and injuries? The answer can be found in statistics. The insurance industry, governmental agencies, and the National Safety Council have analyzed employee accident investigations over the years and have determined that the overwhelming cause of most industrial accidents and injuries can be attributed to the unsafe acts of employees. That's a rather bold statement, putting the blame on employees. There are hundreds, even thousands of accident causes that couldn't possibly be the employee's fault. Broken machinery, unsafe conditions, and so on. What's the deal here? Well, there is no deal, only cold, hard facts. Let's take a look at some information that will enable you to better understand unsafe acts and how they contribute to accidents and injuries. First, let's explain the phrase contribute to an accident. Let's say an employee is using a machine that's unsafe. Perhaps the machine isn't working properly, but the employee continues to operate the equipment, neglecting to notify the supervisor that the machine is not working properly. The employee is injured. What was the cause? Well, of course, one of the contributing factors to the cause of the accident was the improperly working machine. It should have been corrected. The second contributing cause of the injury was the employee's failure to notify the supervisor so the machine could be repaired. We call this a dual cause of the accident. Two things caused this accident. How about the employee who lifts incorrectly and injures his back? If you use the safe lifting technique, back injuries won't usually occur. The same principle applies when a person tries to lift too heavy a load. It's too much trouble to ask for assistance, so you go ahead and try to lift a heavier load than you should. This, too, is an unsafe act. One of the most widely used tools in industry today is the box cutter. We prefer to call it a finger cutter because that's usually what it does when the tool is used incorrectly. It doesn't make any difference what type of finger cutter tool you use. You must always keep your free hand out of the cutting path, just in case the cutter slips off the box you're cutting. If your free hand is out of the cutting path, you can't possibly cut yourself. Of course, you have to keep your other body parts out of the cutting path as well. Is cutting your hand with a finger cutter an unsafe act? The answer is absolutely, positively yes, without any doubt whatsoever. Personal protective equipment, such as gloves, safety glasses, and other protection, won't do you any good unless you wear it. If you get an eye injury because you weren't wearing safety glasses, is it an unsafe act? Absolutely, positively, without any doubt whatsoever. Forklifts are used in a variety of industries and in a variety of ways, from moving food products to metal casting to moving almost anything. 99% of all forklift accidents are caused by employee actions. Rarely does a mechanical defect cause an accident, particularly a forklift accident. What causes forklift accidents? Speeding on forklifts is one major cause. Forklifts are designed to be driven at a slow speed. The truck is very heavy and has a very high center of gravity. You can't turn or stop quickly if you're speeding on a forklift. Not paying attention also causes accidents. Scraping storage racks, running into walls, doors, or sprinkler pipes. These and many more accidents are caused by the unsafe acts of employees. Unsafe acts can mean many things, such as taking a shortcut, not following company safety rules, disregarding established procedures, or just not thinking about the job you're performing. The word negligence often creeps into the unsafe act arena. How about running at work? Could this possibly be considered an unsafe act? Well, if the building is on fire and you're running for your life, probably not. However, if you're running to do something and you fall down or you knock someone else down, Absolutely, positively, without any doubt whatsoever. Okay, you've gotten a fairly good idea about unsafe acts. Is it really an employee's fault every time an accident occurs? Based upon statistics, 85 to 98% of all accidents are caused in whole or in part by the unsafe acts of employees. The second thing we want to discuss is the word fault. When an accident investigation is conducted, fault or blame is not used. Accident investigation is merely fact-finding to determine the cause of the accident. When a cause is determined, corrective action can be taken. If the employee's unsafe act caused the accident, then corrective action can be taken, such as explaining the cause and what action should be taken by the employee in the future to prevent a similar incident. If it were a dual cause and a machine needed to be repaired, then this corrective action would also be taken. One of the most important aspects of accident prevention is just that, to prevent accidents before they occur. The information gained during an accident investigation helps prevent future incidents by determining the cause and making corrections. The next question you're going to ask is, why do I get written up when I cause an accident? Well, the answer is quite simple. In today's work environment, with laws, OSHA, and sound business principles, written documentation is a necessity. Don't look at it as being written up. Look at it as training. There have been thousands and thousands of injuries directly caused by the unsafe acts of employees. And there's been no follow-up, no counseling, training, or documentation on these injuries. The injured employees were shortchanged. Shortchanged because they never did learn what they did wrong, so they probably kept on doing the same thing because their supervisor didn't explain what corrective action was necessary. Any employee who contributes to an accident or injury should be given a safety counseling. This counseling should be written on a counseling form explaining exactly what unsafe act contributed to the accident and what corrective action is expected of the employee. And the employee should be given time in which to correct the unsafe act or behavior. It's not disciplinary action, but training and understanding. Should an employee continue unsafe acts or unsafe behavior, disciplinary action may be warranted because the company is responsible for all employees and cannot tolerate those persons who refuse to work and act safely. It's really simple. If you take safety seriously, follow safety rules, and work and act safely, you won't have to worry about accidents and injuries. If you see another employee working unsafely, remind them of the safe way to perform the job. Teamwork is the key. You have safety rules, job procedures, and certainly you can use your good judgment to perform your job in a safe, efficient manner. Safety isn't complicated, but it does require an effort on everyone's part. For safety to become second nature, you have to practice safety all the time. When you pick up a box cutter, think finger cutter. By associating the hazard to the job, you automatically think about safety and how you're going to perform the task at hand safely. When you operate your automobile, automatically put your seatbelt on, even if it's driving through the parking lot. If you do this every time you get in your car, it becomes automatic. When you lift something, think about those delicate discs in your back and keep your back in its normal curvature. If the object's too heavy, get some help. When you operate a piece of machinery, think about the potential hazards and how you can perform the job without an injury. Operating a forklift? Think safety. Working with chemicals? Think safety. There isn't any job that can't be performed safely. All you have to do is work and act safely, and you'll be an accident-free employee. Most of all, realize that most accidents are caused by unsafe acts or unsafe behavior of employees. Then, do your part by not engaging in this type of activity. Safety doesn't get any easier. Thank you.